For the first time in program history, the Kelvin Knights are 3-0 to start the season after a 40-37 win in overtime. What a very exciting game we had between Kelvin and Heidelberg. This was a matchup that obviously went down to Heidelberg tying the game with about a little over 3 minutes left to go. But this was a matchup between two teams that ran the ball extremely effectively. You have Kelvin running for 250 yards total net. Hunter Hogan had 233 of those yards. He ran for 41 attempts. You could really tell that Kelvin wanted to get Hunter involved. Obviously, they did that. Like, when you are able to run for 233 yards, you just continue to feed him over and over and over again. And you have Heidelberg that basically did the same thing with Drew Miller. He had 239 yards net on 36 carries. Both offenses averaged almost 250 yards on the ground. Kelvin had 250, Heidelberg had 247. But it truly wasn't just the run game that truly made the difference, because you have to give a ton of credit to Thomas Vaccaro, the starting quarterback for Kelvin. He was great this game. 18 for 31, 242 yards, 3 touchdowns, did not make a single mistake. Ended up finding his wide receiver, Luke Michmerhuizen, for the game-winning touchdown in overtime. Ended up being a 11-yard pass to obviously win the game, but just a great game overall. And you really have to truly give credit to obviously both of these offenses for coming out, playing extremely tough, playing physical football. But then you also have the defenses as well. If you look at just kind of the total yards that were given up, you can say maybe the defenses didn't necessarily play the greatest, and maybe that's true, but you also have to look at what Kelvin did overall. And it truly starts with a guy in Carson Schnurstein, who had 1 forced fumble, had the 1 interception, which could have been the big difference of this game. You have Kelvin able to force a turnover, and Carson just continues to be all over the field defensively. 16 tackles in this game. I believe he's the leading tackler of this team. You also have a guy in Caden Bolduc that had 11 tackles on the day. Reed Volger, 9 tackles. Trevor Martins, 9 tackles. Just, you have players defensively making the right plays at the right time. And you also had 4 sacks on the day for Kelvin, and Heidelberg had 0. Like, Kelvin did a really good job of protecting Thomas in the pocket. And when you have a quarterback that obviously doesn't make the mistake in a game that was so highly competitive and so high scoring, that truly was the difference in this game, was you had a team that didn't make a mistake. And when you truly played that close and that high scoring of an offense, it's about the team that doesn't make the mistake. And I truly think that's the biggest reason why Kelvin won this game. Not only because of guys like Hunter Hogan and Luke and everyone else that really contributed for this Kelvin offense. You also have Jude Klunder, 2 receptions, 53 yards. Hunter Hogan got involved catching the ball as well. It's much more than just about your star players. And the star players in this game stepped up for both of these teams. It's about playing good, sound football. And this is a Kelvin team that offensively, if you look at them, they've taken that next step. Last year, they obviously had Hunter Hogan, but they have guys that are contributing. Defensively, they're getting turnovers. This is what happens in a second-year program when you're trying to take the step from your first year to the second year. You want to see improvement. And you have guys on this Kelvin team that play so hard, that buys into what Coach Trent Big is trying to apply to them. You're seeing that jump from what happened last year to this year. And I feel like this Kelvin team is a very much improved offense. It's a much improved defense. Now, obviously, when you give up 37 points to a team, you do need to fix some things defensively. But when you have the high-powered offense that we've seen Kelvin have so far, if you can keep within about a 2-possession score, it's going to give you a chance to win a lot of these games. And this was truly Kelvin's first game that they were tested in. And I think the fact that they were tested in this game is really good. And I also think it's really good that they won this game because it's about being tested and it's about how you respond when you get tested. And we saw last year in the Kelvin's 2 wins that they had, those wins were pretty big blowouts. This is really the first true close win that they've had that come down to overtime. That is a sign of a program that is improving. And I think you're starting to see that continue for this Kelvin team. Now, they don't necessarily have a complete football stadium right now, but it's a program that is new. And this is a really big win. And it's a win that can really carry them to more wins this year. In the MIAA, it's really difficult to win. And you have teams like Hope, you have teams like Elma, you have Albion, you have Adrian. Like those 4 schools, especially Adrian this year, they're going to be tough outs. But when you have a Kelvin team that has so much belief in what they're doing, and that belief showed in this game, and that belief led to the result that it led to, that does a whole ton for a team that is just starting a brand new program. And I really do want to give a full shout out to Coach Fig for what he's doing at Kelvin. I think he has these guys playing extremely hard. I think he has weapons on offense. I think he has weapons on defense. I think this is a dramatically improved program from what we saw last year. And that's no shot at what we saw last year. Like, this is a brand new program. They're going to continue to grow every single year. But you're seeing offense that can put up points. You're seeing a defense that can get stops, that can force turnovers when it needs to. And when you have a new program, that's exactly what you need to do, and that's a big reason why Kelvin won this game against Heidelberg. So just want to give Kelvin a ton of credit for this win. Want to give Heidelberg a ton of credit for this win as well. You have to feel excited for the Kelvin Knights, for the players in that locker room. Obviously, you love going 3-0 in conference play. They go up against Kalamazoo to start MIAA play. There's a real opportunity that if you win that game, you continue to have that momentum going forward, which I know that Kelvin's going to be prepared and ready for. But, yeah, good win for Kelvin. What an exciting win. You could see the celebration after the win. The guys were running all over the field. You could see how excited that they were, and absolutely so. They should absolutely be that excited. Definitely use that excitement, definitely use that momentum going into MIAA. But yeah, really fantastic game between 2 of these great programs. Love seeing this result for Kelvin, especially a tight, close win. Sometimes you just need that first one to completely take off. And I think this Kelvin team has its weapons that could make things really interesting against Kalamazoo. So yeah, congrats to Kelvin on starting 3-0 for the first time. Good win there, and I will give a preview of the Kelvin-Kalamazoo game. I'm excited about that. I haven't talked about Kalamazoo yet. I'll talk about their team, but you have 2 undefeated teams going up against each other next week. But yeah, good win for Kelvin. Great performances from guys like Hunter, Thomas, and Luke. And going to be interested to see what continues to happen for this Kelvin team going forward. I'm going to be definitely paying attention to this offense because it's definitely a very fun offense to watch.